Don't know actually. It's not really. It's part of that scene, but I'm not. I think they're all creating something, kind of thing. Like they're creating new genres or disguising old ones and making them new. I'm not really doing that. I'm just kind of writing love songs.
My album going to #1 was the most amazing thing that has and ever will happen for your debut album to go to #1. It was incredible. And I'm really bad at kind of expressing how I feel because I don't like gushing, but it is amazing. I don't think you'll ever kind of get used to something like that. It's quite unlikely that you're going to end up being a singer for your career, and the kind of artists I like, they're top 10, you know, they're Britney and they're Spice Girls and they're Backstreet Boys, and to think that I could possibly do what they do, not on such a big level, like, you know, like all the dance routines, but was ridiculous. I just used to sing because I liked it, like, and I still do sing because I like it, but never thought it would kind of get me anywhere.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been really unexpected, but really overwhelming. And I've had a lot of fun. Everything's over for my first album now. I'm writing my second. It's been really good. Mine is, I think people need to just write records. I'm not really into all that downloading stuff. I don't agree or disagree with any of like the kind of wars that are going on. My main worry is my next record, and I think every debut artist should worry about their second album more than if people will buy it. So
I was inspired by my last relationship, and it was sort of like my ex, when we broke up, he thought that I'd sort of crumble and fall apart. He wasn't controlling, but he thought that, you know, he could kind of dictate how I feel about it, and I was actually in a better position than he was. So it's kind of a song about revenge, and I'm going to be fine. I'm going to go and tour and be fine and hopefully do well, whereas I don't know what he's doing, but it's just kind of about that, really, revenge. Well, I think it's a bit bitter because the album's doing a lot better than anyone expected. And I think he's still hanging out in London in a bit of a kind of shabby apartment. And staying in a very nice hotel around the corner.
I didn't even go to Europe last time, and I'm gone #1 everywhere there, and I've just been and done, like, said hello on a radio station. Right. It's just incredible. It's really surreal and really, really moving, and I've just been emotional ever since.
Originally I was a little bit like, I'd rather do it in London because I'm really British and the record is written about stuff that happened in London. But if I was in London, I'd get distracted and I'd go out every night, and then I wouldn't really be here even if I was physically here.
it is a big night. I feel a bit funny being here because I'm not nominated, but I'm performing. But I think it's because I was the first Critics' Choice and then I was the first one for the second record, so hopefully next year, like, Flo will be here. But yeah, no, it is a big night. I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. I had laryngitis at the beginning of January, about 10 days just before my album came out in the UK and Europe. And it was really frightening. My voice, it literally was like a forceps, like a tap. It just stopped coming out during a radio show in France. And I've never been
terrifying.
I've never been so shaken in my life. So I've given up smoking. It's been like 5 weeks and 6 days now.
Congratulations.
No spicy foods, no vinegar, no citrus.
No spicy foods?
No, yeah. I've got to steam every day, twice a day.
This one's called 21 and my first album was called 19, and it appears to be a running theme that I call my albums after my age at the time when I'm sort of right in the thick of it. And I was 21 when I wrote and recorded and handed in this record. Whether or not I continue doing it, I don't know. When people on my first album were like, oh, your second album, your sophomore album be 21, I was like, no, I do have an imagination, guys. But I ended up calling it 21. So unless something really poignant and life-defining happens that's worthy enough of being titled after my age, then I don't know if I'll carry on. But yeah, it's tied in at the moment.
I don't know, I've just had a few more life experiences. Obviously, I'm older, so I've had, you know, more years on earth. But I just look at things in a very different light to how I used to. I was very much a teenager when I wrote my first album. I was very stubborn. Everything I knew I thought was all I needed to know, and everything I liked I thought I'd never like anything else. And I'm more patient and more interested and forgiving, less expectant. Lots of different things. I've had the best relationship ever and the worst breakup ever.
Well, I mean, I've been there a lot, you know, when I was younger, to see shows and stuff, and living in London and being British, but also kind of around the world. It's a renowned venue. Do you know what I mean? Everyone kind of knows of it, or they've at least heard of it. So yeah, it gave me complete shivers, and it was a moment I'll never forget. I've never seen magazine covers and seen music videos and been like, I need to look like that if I want to be a success. Never. I don't want to be some skinny mini with my tits out. I really don't want to do it. And I don't want people confusing what it is that I'm about.
Hello, are you all drunk? You sounded it. You sound a bit pissed out the back as well.
It's drugs, actually.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I think I'm going to get in trouble because Jonathan struggles to get me to go and pick up my own awards, let alone to come and give him one. But it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful night. I first met Jonathan almost exactly 6 years ago. In 2 weeks, it'll be almost exactly 6 years. And at the time, he was looking after Tom Veck, Jamie T and Jack Pignate. I'm really nervous and emotional for him. I swear what I like rather than what's in trend and what other people say to wear. I like to feel comfortable, otherwise if I don't, I freak out a little bit. So, and it's classic really, you know, for my figure and stuff like that. No, it's absolutely amazing. It's very surreal and quite hilarious. Because it's not my field, you know, like Grammys and stuff, although it's mind-boggling to win Grammys, whether it be one or however many. This, I'm not meant to really, you know, amazing actors have these awards. So, yeah, it's very weird, but incredible. Thank you, thank you. I don't know, maybe I'll do like a HBO special like Beyonce did. And then Tony, I'm not so sure. Like maybe one day, maybe someone might want to do a musical. Oh no, it's not really my kind of thing, a musical. No offence.
Yeah, I was so nervous.
Yeah,
that show is so live.
it is really
It's
live.
like really is actually live.
It's really live, yeah. Like, actually.
I feel like I kind of knew what I was getting into this time. Not that I expected this kind of reaction, but because I'd experienced the success of 21, I was a little less frightened this time because, you know, when it happened on 21, I was clueless. Like, it never happened to me before. So I felt a bit more prepared for it this time, yeah. And also I've got a kid, which is the most grounding thing, as I'm sure any parent will know.
Yeah, I had a drink like about 3 weeks ago, my best friend. In fact, it was to celebrate Hello, and had a glass of wine, and I was off my face because I don't really drink anymore. And they've got a video of me dancing to it, like it's on a coffee table as well.
Very much quite Americana sounding, but you know, I was just exposed to it. You know, Wanda Jackson and Alison Krauss, I was exposed to them because I was lucky enough to be able to spend some time touring in America. So yeah, it's not as, it's more like, get out of my house. It's more like that, you know, it's more like that.
My voice sounds completely different between 19 and 25. I had this sort of like new jazz, like new as in NU, like jazz sort of, and a very British accent when I sang. And then I toured 19 in America, and I had a bus driver who kind of got me into country, and my musical choices changed drastically. Well, I was worried about that for sure, and I feel like it's gone well. But I think there's also, it's part of, you know, I want my fans to come on like a journey with me, and I feel like, you know, it's one of the reasons I name my albums after my age as well.
Yeah.
It's there's sort of just Polaroids almost of my life at that time.
Sound check was great, went really well, I was really excited. And then during the changeover in the ad break, the microphones fell onto the piano strings, which is what the guitar noise was. Some people thought it was Bieber rehearsing, but it wasn't him. We're on great terms. And then it just kind of put the whole thing off, really. And yeah.
Could you tell, when you were singing right away?
I heard it straight away, and I wanted to turn, I knew what it was, because in rehearsal on the Saturday, they were like, we're going to double mic the piano just in case one of them doesn't work. And I knew where the mic was, and I wanted to turn around and lift it up, but I froze.
I feel a bit worn out emotionally, but it was absolutely incredible. I was hoping to win one, but to get that many was amazing and very lovely. Nice return. I've watched it since I was last here, and kind of had a bit of a yearning just to be here, not to be nominated or anything like that, but just to be here. I missed the bustle of it all and stuff like that. To be back with my new album and to be nominated and to win, I mean, it's, you know, very British, so dream.
To be honest with you, this is an exclusive for you guys. It was so painful making that video when I'm standing on the pond. And I had 4 massive, like bigger than this room, wind machines. I had grit and leaves in under my eyelids. And all these leaves be coming, and I'd be like, stop, stop. Then my eyes would be like bleeding.
I never do interviews, as you probably know, so hello. Have you had a good night? Okay, good. All right, I'm ready for you. I'm going to let my publicist pick. I don't know who any of you are. I'm sorry. Hi. Yeah, well, I mean, the Grammys means a lot to me. Obviously, it's kind of the award show. So I'm very, very humbled. And that accomplishment, I feel very lucky to have achieved. Like I said in my speech, for me, my album of the year was Lemonade. So a piece of me did die inside as a Beyonce stan, I'm not going to lie, because I was completely rooting for her. I voted for her. But I'm incredibly humbled, especially being from the UK. You know, it is an amazing feat to have achieved. So I am incredibly humbled by it. And America have always been very, very kind to me, and I don't even know why, to be honest.
Hello London, everyone at the O2, it's me again. Thank you so much for this Global Success Award. It means the world to me. You've all been amazing this past year. I've had the best time and it's been the best one yet. And I miss you all terribly. I'm somewhere pretty dry, hence the fake bush behind me to make it look like I'm somewhere nice. Have a good time, get a bit swervy like her. I love you all, have a great time. Congratulations to everyone else that's even nominated, it's amazing, all right? Love you all, see you later. Ciao.
Well, the very first time, I don't remember the very first time, I was very, very young, but I remember it was muddy. I remember it being one of the worst years, and I remember seeing Garbage and being like, I want to do that. I remember doing that for sure. But being in the circus, there was a lot of photographs tonight of me at Glastonbury during my set, actually, from when I was younger. But that's what's kind of made me want to do it, is because I grew up at festivals, and Glastonbury's a massive part of my life.
Hi, I'm Adele, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live this week with musical guest Her.
Wait, her or her?
No,
Or
Her. Oh, Her?
But the show that broke my career here in America 12 very long years ago. You see, I was a musical guest back in 2008 when Sarah Palin came on with Miss Tina Fey, and so obviously a few million people tuned in to watch it, and well, you know, the rest is now history. I'm here because I've had a lot of heartbreak in my life. First at 19, and then sort of famously at 21, and then even more famously at 25. But I have a really good feeling about Ben Kay. It's only night one, you know, but I can already tell he's going to be the next love of my life.
What do Americans do that's different than Brits?
You have your own funky language for things, like this is actually coriander, not cilantro, and your eggplants are actually aubergines. Your movie theatres we call cinemas, your candy we call sweets. Right. Kind of the list is kind of endless, really.
I think it's definitely a surprise each time. You never know how the public are going to react to, you know, new music and stuff like that. And also, I did know that about Easy on Me. I remember being told about it, and you know, like, it's been 6 years, you know, and I've never even really was on streaming before at the beginning and stuff like that, like, you know, so you don't know if my music will necessarily cross over into a new streaming generation and blah, 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 but obviously it did, which was, we were all quite like, oh my God, like, you know, we weren't expecting that.
I mean, you know, I was hoping to release this album last year, but obviously 2020 happened for all of us. So I've been living with it for a lot longer than I feel like I would have liked to. So I'm just so eager, like, for the Easy on Me to come out, and then for the album to come out and stuff like that, and for it just to exist, for my truth just to exist in the world. So yeah, I'm buzzing, but you know, I'm obviously knackered. It's like, it's such a like juxtaposition of my whole life. Like, you know, it's like I'm going at like 25 miles an hour during my time off, and then suddenly it's like 1,000 miles an hour. But it feels like good timing. I feel like there's a reason you know, that I couldn't put it out last year. It weren't finished. It weren't that I just chose not to.
I'm good. I mean, I'm kind of settling back into it. You know, it's been like maybe like 3 weeks now since I've felt like it's all kicking off and stuff like that. At first, I was like exhausted and overwhelmed. I was a bit teary all the time. I don't know if I want to do it, but it was too late. So I just have to sort of get comfortable with it and ride it.
I was an only child, and I was lonely a lot of my childhood, whether it be like actually or just felt it. And I was just always very available to the way that music made me feel from a very, very young age. Like, you know, I was lucky that my mum was really into music, and she was sort of so young when she had me that she was still at that point of being somewhat fanatical about music, like, you know, or an artist, and that really rubbed off on me. It was the most reliable friend I've ever had in my life. Like, you know, there is a song for every emotion, there is a song for every feeling, and that's just like consistency.
It's, you know, like I've said already in a few other interviews, like, I was hoping it would come out last year. Just like, you know, a lot of people were hoping a lot of things would happen last year for themselves. So I've definitely been sitting on this record for a lot longer than any of the others, which has actually been quite nice, but definitely feels a little bit like it's definitely time.
I don't really say hello anymore, just because it's always a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm.
Well, I've taken over from you now.
There you go. You can have it. Have it.
Today.
I'm so excited. When we were going through a list of all the sort of things for like promo that I wanted to do, you're actually the first thing I said.
I think my lyrics have probably changed a bit over time in terms of my vocabulary growing. Considering that I started out when I was 19, definitely read loads more books and stuff like that since then. So I think my imagination has grown, and therefore my lyrics have
progressed. But, you know, they're always still about the same thing, me, and seemingly my failed relationships, which is crazy because I actually don't feel like that, but yeah.
Yeah, also I love Mo Farah, so I was like, I've never met him before, so I was chuffed. Did a little curtsy. And Idris I love as well. It was just, yeah, everyone was just amazing, so I just wanted to hug them all. I'm not happy about this, but we go downstairs and then there's like another room that I need to wait in, and I go in and there's every piece of merch
It's wall
that has
to
ever
wall,
been created
Adele.
of me.
I think we have a fan.
Oh my God. No. I'm not happy being here. I'm really uncomfortable. Have you seen in this room any? I'm leaving. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this event tonight. The scholarship had me in floods of tears. Girls, congratulations. Absolutely beautiful to watch you.